What's up, guys? It's your boy Stump, and welcome to Critical Ops. Today, I'm going to be showing you some things and some settings that I believe are essential for beginners, as well as some in-game tips that will give you the edge. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing you want to do is go to your settings, go to controls, and go to edit touch controls. From there, you'll be able to move the buttons around the heads-up display, or the HUD. This will help set up your claw. Claw is a term used for players that use 3 or more fingers on the screen. This enables you to aim, shoot, and jump all at the same time. Personally, I prefer to have my fire button on the same side as my reload and buy button, but opposite from the other buttons like jump, crouch, and like the scope in, so I can perform my quick scopes. Next, while still in controls, disable dynamic movement pad and turn aim assist all the way up to 100%. Now I can already hear you saying,
"Wow, you use aim assist? That's such a noob thing to do. I don't even use aim assist, and I have a 2.5 KD.
That's good and all, but how long have you been unranked? You know what? To be honest, I don't even want to assume your rank. There is one thing that I can say about aim assist, and that is use it and abuse it. If the game allows you to use aim assist, there must be a reason behind it. It helps with tracking the enemy across the screen, as well as making it easier to aim at longer distances. It is very useful, and in my opinion, it should always be turned on, unless you've been playing it with it off for a while, in which case, keep doing what you're doing, buddy. You're getting them good. Next, head to the General tab, and do the following. Turn off Auto-Equip Weapon. Turn on Automatic Swap and Automatic Knife Swap. Turn off Dynamic Crosshair, and turn on Hit Markers. Everything else is for personal preference. The reason why I say to turn off Dynamic Crosshair is because it should only be used for training your spray control and to practice when to shoot. I'll explain this in a future video. The reason I say to turn off auto pickup is because if you're in a firefight and you want the weapon that the opponent has dropped, you don't want to equip it while there is someone turning the corner in front of you. Most likely you will die 95% of the time. With auto pickup off, you don't have to deal with the draw time of the gun that you're picking up, and you will always have your pistol ready to make them pay for pushing you. Graphics, you don't really need to worry about too much, but what you need to do is turn off ambient audio in the audio tab. Reason being, you don't need the extra sounds when you are trying to find the last player on the enemy team. Which transitions perfectly to my next point. Use headphones! I cannot tell you how many times I was able to sneak up on a player that wasn't using headphones and just follow them around until I made them meet their ultimate demise. Headphones are what separates good players from bad players, and it shows. The reason you want to use headphones in this game is so you can hear players that are approaching you from around a corner or that are on the other side of a wall. If you play on an iPhone, I am so sorry for your loss. The best thing you can do is either get a dongle for a good set of headphones, use a wireless headset, or, now stay with me here, get a good tablet with an audio jack. I have seen so many players that say they can't use headphones because they're charging their phones. I would recommend having your phone fully charged before you start your session if you're wanting to use the Apple's earbuds. Wireless headsets are also a good option while you can still use Bluetooth, but there will be latency issues with the audio while you're playing. Mainly that the sound will be lagging from what you're actually hearing. Wired headphones are my personal preference because they give you a direct sound to the direct source. But you do you. Now that you know the importance of headphones, you must also know the importance of using the in-game radar. Now, when someone says that another player is radar hacking, it means that they are able to see the blips of the opposing team. This is a big no-no on my end because it makes the game unfair and not fun to play for everyone else. However, there is already a radar hack within the game, and it works by exploiting your teammates. Here's how it works. The radar can only pick up on 3 things. Your team, which is blue or yellow on the radar, will always be visible to you. The opponent, which is red on the radar, will only be visible if you or your team are in their line of sight. And the bomb, which is white on the radar, will always be visible for the terrorists, but only visible for the counter-terrorists if they are in its line of sight. This means that if the enemy team is around the corner and one of your teammates ahead of you is already there, that enemy player's blip will show up even if you can't see them. This will give your team a positional advantage because you already know where one of the enemy players are. The radar, however, cannot see through walls, nor can it see where the enemy team is if they are not in your line of sight. If that is the case, then congratulations! You have a hacker on your team. Regardless, if you can learn how to use the radar to your advantage, you are more likely to win engagements because you have an idea of where they are at. Now that you know the importance of using the radar, it is time for the most important tip that I, or any COPS content creator or professional player can give you. Practice, practice, practice. I started playing in 2015 and didn't even reach master rank until 2017. I'm not saying you're going to go from noob to pro in 2 years just from playing a couple rounds calling it quits for the rest of the week. No. If you have time to play for at least an hour every day and play to improve your game, you will see your skills skyrocket past what you could have ever imagined. I would recommend playing deathmatch against other real players because not only will there be sweaty boys to challenge your skill, but it'll also help with your aiming and using the radar more often. Or you could create a practice server, which I never had the ability to use when I was playing, and you can make it to where there's as many enemy bots as you want on any map you want. I would recommend setting the match time to 10 minutes and having 8 enemy bots for the best results. Keep in mind that these tips and tricks are my personal opinion and are very different from other professional players. These are some of the things that I have done to get better, and I believe that these tips will help those players who want to get better. So, there you have it. My personal tips and tricks to get you started with playing Critical Ops. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content and ring the bell to get notified whenever new video comes out. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay safe. Bye-bye.